The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is the Philly and Joe Podcast.
One of those highly requested rock anthems. Isn't that the first song 92.1 City ever played when it came on the air, Joe?
Yeah, it was. Highway Star, the first song, April 1st, 1978.
And would Bro Jake have come off the back end of that song?
He certainly did.
He was the first jock to crack a mic at 92.1 City. Brother Jake, was Peppermint Patty with him initially, or did she come along later?
Oh,
sorry. I'm challenging your memory here.
Yeah, no, she came later, I'm pretty sure.
Because that was my first morning show ever. The first morning show I ever invested in as a young man would have been Brother Jake and Peppermint Patty, and I loved it. I think I was in love with radio from that day forward.
Yeah, Tommy Milroy at one point was part of that City crew. Howard Manshine. There's a lot of big Terry DeMonte.
I remember that name.
So there
Lamont Hollywood came along.
He came later, yeah. I worked with all those guys at some point in my career, but yeah, I got lucky. It's something I wanted to do right from a young age, so I started at 21 and got to learn from some of the best. But yeah, a couple of them are coming in for a radio reunion actually in a couple of weeks. And what's interesting is that song right there was probably the game changer for a lot of Winnipeggers because there was no rock station before that, right? If you heard some form of a rock song, it was probably on AM radio on a pop station.
Yeah.
And then it was like, wow, this new signal and this is rocking. Parents were rejoicing all over Manitoba.
The rock stations were so rebellious and badass back in those days. Like, it was just, you're not listening to that, right? My mom and dad, noise pollution. What the hell? So memories of the old days of radio when things got going. And we still get tons of requests for Highway Star and people who remember that it was the first song 92.1 City ever played.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
By the way, thanks for bringing in donuts this morning.
I had to.
Clutch move.
It was my first, I think, almost ever experience through a Tim Hortons drive-thru, believe it or not, in since they've been open.
You've never gone to it?
At that time of the day.
Yeah.
Like on the way to work. I don't recall ever stopping at a Tim's drive-thru.
Yeah, usually you'll order them. Usually you will order the donuts if you want
when
some.
that became available.
Yeah.
But it was funny as I was in line there, it was like I almost didn't know what to do. And I kind of laughed because I go, there's two people now behind me. There's a little bit of pressure. And here I am at my age. No one's going to believe me if I told them. You'll believe me because I don't drink coffee.
So you don't have any need to go through a drive-thru on the way in.
Yeah. So, and my routine's my routine, like anybody else.
For me, it's every day.
Yeah, but you usually would go to the exact same spot. That's a routine.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am working my way into this drive-thru line, and I'm going, okay, yeah. So there we order some donuts,
and it was quick. I bet they've got the pre-made dozens. Like they've got dozen.
No, she was picking.
She was picking
that today, but I figured that was the usual case. But the guy behind me, I'm going, please don't take long picking because I could see through the drive-through window, and it was easy. Well, because you just tap the credit card, right, and I'm on my way, kind of thing.
Well, it's clutch move. Nobody's ever going to complain about the guy who brings in donuts. What a great sight.
But it's a very slippery slope because I could do this every day. I could there's 12 in a box. I could go through 7. You know that. I have no discipline.
We'll both start off. Here's how this is going to go this morning. We've each had one already.
Yeah.
Okay. 2, the second one will be easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've had this discussion many times on the show. That third one, we'll both look at each other at about 9:30 and go, I don't need a third donut.
No.
But I might have to move. And then you'll get up, you'll walk around the box and think about that third donut that you don't need.
And then you leave the other 6 in the box and you move it out to the open area where sales is, and you look like a hero.
Philly Joe Podcast.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
This is to all the idiots that think you have to stay in the one lane and make a 10-kilometer long line because the one lane is closing up ahead. You're supposed to fill both lanes and then take turns in who goes. Left, right, and then the traffic moves evenly and smoothly. Idiots!
I believe he's talking about zippering. And it must be summer in Winnipeg when we're getting a couple of calls a week about zippering.
Yeah, and construction in one lane, and that lane fills up and letting people in, and the wave, there's really a domino effect on what we get on the bone phone.
Construction, yes. It's all... Yeah, it's all very predictable, but keep those calls coming because not everybody, and I would say the vast majority of callers, listeners, support the idea of zippering, but not everybody does.
100%. And I was just talking to a friend of mine saying the cost of therapy nowadays is ridiculous. The price on the bone phone has never gone up. It's still free.
That's
All
right.
the therapy might help you save a few bucks.
We've heard big things about it helping people. And, of course, getting things done. All right, we don't get a lot of complaints about transit, about people who ride the bus.
Yeah, I'm just calling about these idiots on the bus. When the seats are half empty and the aisles are empty, these idiots, they block the aisles and block the doorway and make it hard for everybody else to get on and off. Come on, you guys, show some respect. And also, quit playing that goddamn music so loud in the back seat. I mean, nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah, I do remember back taking the bus and my taking the bus days, and there'd be somebody. I mean, I always wore my Sony Walkman or my Discman, but there'd be someone with, and if you don't have headphones on, that's all you can hear lots of times.
Yeah, it's interrupting other people's space.
Yeah.
No, well, for sure, right?
And he's mad about people taking up too much room on the
so you can't access
seat.
the back entrance or exit, and the front.
All right. Thank you for the call. Loud guy now, and always room on the bone phone and on this show for food and food products and condiments and all that stuff.
Hey, it's the loud guy. I keep forgetting to mention we were talking about horseradish mustard, and I actually found something that I really like that seems to be a new product. I don't know how long it's been out, but mayonnaise with Parmesan in it. Like, wow, this stuff is delicious. I like it a lot. You got to try it. It's good.
They do every kind of mayo imaginable. You Chipotle mayo, garlic mayo, now Parmesan mayo. I mean, I can't imagine it would be bad.
No, I would think pretty good. I'm just more of a Parmesan on its own kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it makes total sense because you're right. Now there's all these different types of spicy mayos too, right? So like a garlic mayo, and so I could see that.
We have a garlic parm, like a shaker, like throw on pizza.
Yeah.
I'm sure like very common.
Yeah.
I know that's not a new product, but it showed up in our house recently. It was the first time I noticed it. And I'm chucking that stuff on everything. You know,
I'll tell you, if you want a great cheese for like a pizza shaker, you go with Romano.
Okay.
It's a game changer. And it comes like the powdered version, like you can get Parm. But try it. Romano.
I'll take your word for it. The man knows a thing or two about Italian cuisine or just food in general.
Yeah, just from experience of eating. Really. Don't make it. Just eat it.
He's not in the back at his restaurant.
No.
With the apron on, trying different items.
Or at home.
Yeah.
Making Italian dishes.
Okay, yesterday we had someone call up and say, oh, how come everybody's got their windows rolled up tight? It's summer, like when you're driving. Roll your windows down and crank the music. Get that air conditioning off.
Yeah, this is for the guy that phoned in yesterday, or should I say today, about rolling down the windows at 35, 36 above. You know, I'm all for Ukrainian air, but not at that temperature. I will gladly turn my air conditioning on and listen to 92 City FM and rock and roll right down the road. So guess what, buddy? Maybe you should think about sweating and whatever else. All right? Take care. Love you guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well, it's 10 degrees out there right now. It's a good, not a bad temp to have the window down a bit, get some fresh air. But I'm with most of the people. There's a certain temp where the window has to stay up and the AC has to go.
Well, we're into some more reasonable weather now, which is the rain yesterday was great news. And then the cooler temps are apparently really good news. So, yeah, hey, roll those windows down. It's a good couple of days, or I don't know how long this is going to last, some cooler temps. But anyway, Vinny has to respond. You knew he'd respond. Got called out yesterday by Dennis the Menace about some of his predictions and how they're not really going well. And then, of course, Vinny had said the Jets need to rip it up.
Full overhaul.
Full rebuild, tear it down, and that we knew that wouldn't go over well. Anyway, here's Vinny responding to Dennis the Menace.
Coolest cats on the radio. I'll keep saying it. Anyways, who's that dude, dog? Dennis the Menace? Listen, Dennis the Menace. I said last year the Oilers would make it to the Cup. They were down 3-0. I said they're going to win 3 in a row, and they did. I didn't say they'd win the Cup. I said they'd win 3 in a row, and they might win the Cup. But they were close. This year, they'll win the Cup. I believe it'll go to 6 or 7, and Oilers will win. But I like you, Dennis Menace. You're cool. I don't think I'm doctor or nothing. I need some knowledge in, the doctor hockey, but I think I qualify because I usually get it right. Last year, I said the Jets would go out first round. I was right because their system, I can feel it. They're just not into it. Those are facts right there, bro. All right, they're not fiction. They're not they're not fake. They're real. Oh. So I've been right on the Jets a lot of times, and I do get it wrong from time to time. But hey, nobody's perfect.
No,
nobody's perfect.
I will say this about Vinny. He takes on all comers, and he still loves. There's still the love.
Yeah, you know what?
He does not hate anybody.
You're bang on. Like he got called out hard by Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
And that call, there was not a lot of anger in that call.
He just does his thing.
Explaining himself.
We can all learn a little bit about that kind of temperament, for real.
Well said, Joe. We're learning from Vinny this morning.
We did learn something from Dr. Nothing, or whatever the name is now.
The Philly and Joe Podcast.
The Symphony. 92.1 City. 6:45 is the time now. Good morning on a Tuesday. One more day till the Stanley Cup Final starts.
I've always wanted to rewrite that song and call it Symphony of Construction for Manitoba and just send it out to all those hardworking people that put up with the heat, the complaints.
So
and,
you could send it out to the construction workers themselves. You're exactly right, because they grind.
And the people that deal with it.
And the people who are...
Covers everybody.
That's right, people who are sitting... You'd need one verse about the workers, one verse about the people sitting in traffic not moving. I like where your head's at on that.
I mean, I know you're a huge fan of Metallica. Maybe you can get the word out to the guys, but maybe a remake for a future album. Why not? Sympathy of Construction.
I don't think Metallica and Megadeth are going to be coming together on anything.
No, sorry, I meant Megadeth.
Well, it was yesterday.
I made a mistake.
It was yesterday where we were talking about the whole Dave Mustaine from Megadeth.
Yes.
Still bitter about the whole Metallica situation. Of course, got fired years ago.
I do speak on occasion, but yes, that would be good.
No, it happens, and that would be good. I love the song. Or I love the song idea, Joe. You got to get on it. Write it, okay? Start a writing group of friends who come together.
I'm going to bring in a guitar. I don't know how to play it. And I'm just going to sit here in the middle of the afternoon when no one's around and just strum it. And then if anybody, like maybe Big Daddy Kane walks in and he goes, Joe, what are you doing here? I'm going to say, hey, everybody left. I'm just writing a song. Bring.
Maybe he pulls up a chair.
Yeah.
And starts giving you ideas for. That's how great songs get written.
Somebody said if Weird Al could do it, why couldn't I?
Why can't Joe Aiello?
That's it. There it is.
Song of the day, Joe, this morning, and you mentioned to me, and it caught my attention. We're in the final week of qualifying for Back to the Beginning, Aussie's final show.
You have 3 days. 3 days left to qualify for this 92-1 City World Tour.
That's
probably the most amazing World Tour trip we've ever given away.
One of the most anticipated shows to come along in years.
So Friday morning, somebody will find out officially that they are off to see this show.
I'm already nervous about that phone call.
Yeah, it makes us nervous on our end too, for sure. I mean, you want to pick the right winner, right? The randomizer will do that for us, but more people will complain if this person isn't excited about winning such a trip like that. And that tells you how valuable of a trip it is, because it is a once in a lifetime. I was telling you the other day, I was at a golf event and some guys they knew all the details about how many songs Ozzy was playing and Sabbath and these other performers and what who's in charge again? Tom Morello is putting what he's doing, and I'm going, holy cow, you guys need to be there. I go, yeah, we've been looking to buy tickets, and they can't even find scalper tickets.
Did they know there was a huge waiting list for tickets? Did they know the order of like when the bands are coming out?
They knew that certain acts were playing more songs than others, right? Or musicians. Like these guys are hardcore deep into this. And I'll tell you what, so I responded saying, well, this wasn't a deal where you just bought 2 tickets through the record company or through the promoters, right?
Yeah.
Iron Mike had his way of doing it through a promotion situation, right?
Yeah.
And I never got a response back. Like, not even a thank you for doing the homework for these guys. Really? They were mad, because they couldn't get... I thought I did them some due diligence. But.
On the text line, The Butcher says Raffi made millions singing a song about brushing your teeth.
Yes, he did, Raffi.
So I want to find this song here.
Man.
This is it.
And if you wake up in the morning and it's 2:45 and your mind starts humming, twiddle-dee-dee, you brush your teeth. You brush your teeth.
You brush your teeth. See, you can do it, Joe. Symphony of Construction. Get it done.
I like it.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Hey, maybe we could get some help. Whenever we talk wildlife on the program,
oh, man,
we get lots of help on the Boston Pizza text line. And our question today is, Joe and I have become concerned about a female goose that lives on the property here on Scurfield where we work. There's actually a whole bunch of geese.
Yeah, and most of them are gone now. That's why this kind of was a red flag. So there's a little area by our back entrance. Mm-hmm. I'd call it a sanctuary, really, for a goose.
It's fenced in.
Yeah, so there's quite the protection.
Yeah.
And this mama goose who Adam Kane calls Sharon, Ozzy and Sharon are the couple we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she's been nesting for a few weeks now.
Oh, maybe longer than that.
Longer.
Yeah.
And the other goslings, I think that's what they're called, right? The baby geese.
The other family already had their...
Yeah, like a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. And anyway, we see Papa Goose, Ozzy, walking around still, but we're wondering, like... Should she not have
had her babies already?
Haven't the egg should have hatched already by now, or is this still within that time frame? Because we can get somebody from not human resources, natural resources, both.
You should go to human resources here and ask them about that. Wildlife, something along those animal services, something along those lines.
Yeah, just in case, because it was like these are the only 2 geese still around in our area that have not walked away with their goslings. So,
and at what point is it getting?
Can they run late though? I don't know. That's really what the question is.
Rachel said on the text line maybe she's running a little late, and that could be.
Yeah.
It's just when you see her every day sitting there, and you start to go like, okay, this seems a little long now.
Yeah.
And you start to feel a little bad for her.
Yeah, we're just being empathetic.
And you can tell Dad's getting impatient too. He's walking around, like the parking lot, staring people down.
I'll tell you, he's having a good old time though pooping. Like, holy cow, this guy on his own. He's walking up and down that sidewalk.
Yeah, it's like playing hopscotch, avoiding the goose poop. But anyway, if you could let us know on the Boston Pizza text line, 782. No, what the hell?
762-555.
Just call Joe's phone.
I mean, you've been a little worried. Yeah, I'll give you my phone number.
I'm so worried about the geese that I forgot the phone. I forgot the text line here. Let us know at what point we should become worried about this.
Yeah, well, because we see them every day.
There's a lot of people who work here that are
tapped
right in. And I think
100%.
Like, we're not the only ones that would become...
Yesterday, Papa Goose was right there at the sidewalk in the parking lot, just pecking away at some water and that. He didn't have a care in the world. And cars
that too.
Cars are trying to leave the parking lot. And, no, he's just going to sit here for a while.
They're so tame. There was a couple of dudes out there having a smoke. He was right beside them drinking water.
Yeah, I think he even asked one of the guys for a dart. And they said, listen,
that's how stressful.
At this price.
That's how stressed he is. Listen, man, you got to smoke.
For more Philly and Joe, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.
Okay, ask and the Boston Pizza text line delivers. I feel much better about the situation with the goose out back of our building here on Scurfield, 92.1 City broadcast location. We never had geese living with us over in Osborne Village. It's too crowded, too much traffic in that area, too much pedestrian traffic.
There was a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, we had some other We had some other issues with in the area, but no geese living with us.
No, there's too much construction too.
Yeah,
going on, right? Renos and all that stuff.
It's just a very busy area for geese to want to hang out. Yeah. So, but we do have geese living here on the on site, and there's one in particular that has us very concerned. A couple and a female who's been nesting out back forever, and we're worried that it's not going to happen for her. And should that be something that we're concerned about? Yeah.
So a lot of people have commented, and thank you for this, about Sharon's eggs pretty much not maybe being viable, so they won't hatch, and she will eventually abandon them. I'm more concerned now with all the people that we had a lot of texts about that maybe she's still late because of the amount of time or days it takes, 28 to 30 days. So that could still be feasible. But others have said that they go through the process even if the eggs won't hatch, right? And then they'll abandon. I'm more worried about Ozzy, the male, though. He's picking up some bad habits hanging out with those people in the back.
Yeah.
Because he's standing around in a more public area.
Yeah, and he's stressed, you can tell. And then there's smokers. I mentioned there's people out there having a smoke, and he's gotten closer and closer to these dudes who go out for a smoke, and I'm worried he's going to start smoking.
Well, for sure, I could be, but for sure the food. Like those geese, they eat anything. Like I'm telling you.
So you think he's going to start? He's going to turn into a seagull and start going through?
I don't know, man.
Bags of McDonald's out there.
They'll eat whatever you're bringing. They're like the peacocks at Assiniboine Park. You've lost a sandwich. So have you not seen him? Like he's walking around there, man. I'm telling you. He's pretty tame now.
Oh, he's right up to people. Absolutely. He's basically a staff member. Like I'm thinking of the next potluck we have. Ozzy and Sharon got to get
invited. He's not bringing anything, but I'll tell you, he's leaving with food.
This is the Philly and Joe podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get P&J into more ears.
You know, I was suffering a little FOMO yesterday, Phil, because you got to do something that I was tied up, so could not join you. But you got to check out a new joint, and you and I talk a lot of food on this program, but I happen to know the guys behind it here. It's the first franchise in Canada. So I want to say hi to John Hall, Turner Ethans, and Clancy Ethans, who I go way back with. But yeah, these guys have opened up. Come on, Phil.
Freddys Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, Kildonan Crossing. You mentioned it, but the first Canadian location.
That's a big it's right deal. Here in Winnipeg, and these guys were super excited. I still remember getting a call from John and Clancy telling me they were bringing this franchise to Winnipeg, and that would be the first in Canada, which is kind of neat. And you got to try it out yesterday. And I just saw pictures because I haven't been able. But their grand opening is today if you want to check it out. So Kildonan Crossing is the location.
Yeah, soft opening yesterday. I've seen the one like in Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had
popular.
Oh, yeah. And this one's going to be busy. It's good. It's very good. So just to give you an idea of what I had the jalapeno double burger, Joe, with a chocolate brownie delight frozen custard.
You got to tell me about the fries.
And the shoestring fries.
Oh, shoestring. I love them.
They're very good. So good that I got a nice big line on my hoodie of custard.
Nice.
Midway through lunch, I was with Carrie Holtman from our sales team here.
You could have made Canadian history and been the first person to get some custard on your clothing.
It was such a me thing to do.
Did they get a picture of that and put it up on the wall like the first $1 that comes in at a restaurant?
I would love it.
So Freddys is now open as of today, and congratulations to John, Clancy, and of course Turner.
Great staff. Yeah, they were all over. You know how it is for these openings, soft and for the grand opening. It's so busy, and they were all over it. Like asking you if everything was okay. It's going to do well. It's going to be busy over there, and the food was very good. 2 thumbs up, Joe.
Oh, 2 thumbs up already?
Yeah.
Well, you know I'm all in.
And I got to use the stain remover on the hoodie to get that out.
The Philly and Joe podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.